When it comes to choosing the right putter, it's a bit of a minefield. Loads of different shapes, you get different neck designs, different grips, different manufacturers, different feels. How would you go about choosing the right putter for you? So these are some guidelines, you can follow your own. These are just some ideas that I would use and I use with some students. Number one, we would start with head shape. So often if they want like a mallet, see how this one is a big mallet, this one is a mallet feel with two fangs, giving it a certain look and feel down by the ball, and this one being more the classic shape, which I often gravitate to myself. So I would look at ideas of head and what people like the look of, what they like the feel of as they swing. Does one offer more stability than another if you're someone who needs more stability in your stroke? Does one offer bigger line-up lines than another? And do they then allow you to aim it a little bit better? Golfers who maybe aren't that good at pointing their putter in a certain direction might be encouraged with clubs that sit there a little bit more, like a mallet does, where some of the more classic shapes, they'll tend to sit how they want and you have to position them into place, not all, but some. So the head shape is a good place to start. Size, the colorway, so do you want dark finish, chrome finish, those kind of ideas. And certainly line-up lines are some of the triggers I hear people go for in their putting. Remember, all of these ideas are very personal. This is just a guideline for you. Number two, neck design. See how this is a center shafted club? This one, it joins more at the heel with a kink in the neck. You can get all kinds of different kinks in the neck. These might encourage different strokes, different ideas of face control. And remember, that's the word I use there, it's encourage. None of these necks and kinks do anything. You can override them. But if you find that you pick up a center shafted putter, it feels better for a straight back, straight through compared to a heel based one, and you feel like that's better because you're more opening and closing the face, whatever the combination is, then go with that. So you've got the neck design. Lots of people aren't a massive fan of center shafted like that, to be fair. That's a rare, that's the most common neck that most people gravitate towards. Weight packs, do you want heavy, do you want light, do you want interchangeable? These are all options you can go for now. So again, there'll be choices, private, personal choices. Me personally, not a massive fan of changing weights around. I think people look into holes that they don't need to be looking down in. But if you're someone who likes to tinker with your club, weight packed kind of putters that you can make lighter and heavier subject to the green speed that you're playing, if you play lots of different courses, possibly could be an option. These putters, for instance, the Mizunos, they're very heavy in the head with a light grip on. Some people love that, some people don't. You get some with shafts which have lighter bits to heavier bits and what have you, to try and give you a feeling of more counterbalance. So you might get weight at the end as well, weight at this end, so you get this kind of counterbalance. These are all things you can play with. Again, to be fair, unless you educate the golfer on what they mean, they often can't feel that, so I wouldn't go too far down that rabbit hole unless you really want to. Grip. This is something that lots of people will really feel. Obviously, you're holding it, but you can get things like this, which is a wrist lock one, so it'll tend to go up your wrist if you're trying to change the way you putt. Very flat fronted, this one, so if you're someone who wants your thumbs down the front of the grip, to this one's very light on these Mizuno putters and quite thick. You can get thinner ones. The grip, actually, when you change grips on putters for golfers, they do have real feels. Like they go, cool, that feels very different. It dials into their imagination of what they want the putter to do. So I think the grip end is one of the ends which is most unthought about, where actually it can really move the needle for feel for many golfers. If you've got any questions about what putter you might choose or ideas of putters, just contact the Golf Shop Online and we can talk you through that with our PGA professionals. When it comes to picking your putter, it's personal. There's a lot of what you want into the mix. Biggest things for me, shape of head, do you want line-up lines, and don't be afraid to play with that grip. Hope that helps.